Hey, you guys, if you're out there, just let me know you're out there. I see one person, but I can't tell if you're out there or not. I'm trying to do a quick recording on my, oh, nobody's out there now. That's okay. Hey, Melody. Hey, how are you? Good to see you. I'm trying to adjust. My camera girl is not here, so I'm having to um, do some quick adjusting here. I'm sorry. Hey, Christy. Hi. How's everybody? Hey, Shay. Good to see you. Good to see everybody. I just wanted to pop on and do a quick hurricane update. Hey, hi, y'all. Good to see everybody. I just wanted to give a really quick check-in and just let people know kind of where we are and how things are going. Um, hey, Dana. So as everybody comes in, I'm just gonna jump in and let you guys kind of know what we're doing. So as many of you, nothing's popping. Thanks very much for asking. But with you, are you safe? You got to answer now that I know you're out here. You got to let me know if you're safe. Um, so, as many of you know, the children and I received notification, just like half of the state of North Carolina, that oh, good, very good. The eastern part of North Carolina was facing a hurricane. And I think we got that. Hey, Miss Carolyn, good to see you. I think we got that notification probably last week. And we were just watching things. We knew that Hurricane Florence was coming in as a potential, you know, category 2. Then she kind of upgraded to, she just started to upgrade. So for those of us who we had a couple options. It was either stay with your home, stay with your family, or evacuate. And so we went to school on Monday, and then school decided, towards the middle part of the day that we were going to be out for the rest of the week. So my kids and I decided that we needed to evacuate because we weren't sure what was going to happen in our area. And here I am, a single mom raising my kids, trying to make the best decisions for them, trying to make sure the house is secure, trying to make sure I got the insurance papers. And like, really, what do you do when you're facing kind of you don't know it's going to be a national disaster and it's really turning into a national disaster? So here's what we did. The plan was on Monday night to just make sure we secured all of the things around the house. Anything that was outside, we put inside. We made arrangements for somebody to come and haul off our trash. Um, then we started looking for gas. Problem number one, I should have got gas on Sunday because it was difficult. It was practically, let me see if I can increase my volume because I think I turned it down. Y'all stay with me. Oh, there we go. Very, very difficult to find gas on Monday night. And then my daughter called because now the area where my mom lived, because she lives close to the riverfront, 2 hours away from us, potentially, excuse me, was going to flood. So what do? I need to go 4 hours to the other direction. So I have to decide now. I have to go 2 hours to the east, and then back 4 hours to the west. And so the kids and I did the very best that we could. We made sure we got everything packed up that we could pack. We packed 4 outfits apiece. We packed all of our major medications. We packed the dog. We packed all of her things, and we decided to get out of Dodge. And once we did that, we realized that this was really more than what we had planned for, because I'm thinking my prayer was, Lord, please don't let me run out of gas while I'm trying to pick up my mom. So we got there to pick her up, and then coming back 4 hours the other way, there was no gas. I mean, we're passing by gas station after gas station, and it's crazy. And it's Monday. No, it's Tuesday. So it's not even, the storm's not supposed to hit us till Thursday or Friday, and it's Tuesday, and people are in panic. So, what should have taken me a 5-hour trip ended up taking me about 8 hours. Um, hey, Miss Mimi, I'm glad to be safe as well. And you guys, here's the thing about my life. I think that's very important. I have been surrounded by such a group of wonderful individuals, just friends. Sunday night, when we knew that something was coming, I had a friend message me, "Hey, I see some stuff's coming to your area. You know you're welcome here." As far we're we're getting another warning come through because where I am now. Sorry, y'all. So where I am now, when we are evacuated way inland, we are now just starting to get the rains and the bands, and we are all under flash flood warnings where we are until about 2:30 a.m. I believe this is one of the longest ones that we are seeing. It's it's unreal, you guys. Yeah, there we have warnings still going off now because wherever the tornadoes, the hurricane came from on the out banks on the coast, it's now moving inland, and we came farther inland, hoping that that would help us to get away from the tornado. But as we are now finding out, it's really no place in North Carolina that is safe. And really, the whole state is being declared a disaster area. My area specific, no, ma'am, I'm not in the basement. I am actually in the main level of the house, and the warnings are still going off. Um, there's a lot, there's just a lot going on. Um, so if you can't hear me, I apologize. I am trying to do the best I can with what I have. There's a lot of people here, but it's been really, really good. So somebody asked me about my house. As far as I can tell from my neighbor that's next door, that's across the street from me, my house is still in a standing position. There's no tree limbs on my home at the moment, but I could only see a front view of the picture that they sent me. I don't know what the back of the house looks like. Um, although the area is still under flash flood warnings, we don't have flooding in our area as of yet. Praise God, because so many of our friends, no flooding in where I live, but there is flooding in the towns. So it's almost like my neighborhood is encapsulated with no flooding, no waters, just rain. But the town is in total devastation and ruin. I mean, it is in ruin. And we can't even, you can't get in and you can't get out. So right now, the kids and I are, I live just outside of Wilmington. Yes, ma'am. Um, we live outside of Wilmington. Um, but the roads, all the major roads, 40's closed, 85 is closed, 95 is closed. So today really is not the day for people that don't um, want to be on this. If you don't want to be viewing and you're going to troll around, today is not the day for that, because it is not. Um, so 40 is closed, 85 is closed, 95 is closed, 421, 133, 74, 70. I mean, every road, every foreseeable road that could take me home. I have one of my best friends lives in New Bern, and their house was taking on water, and this was Thursday into Friday morning. Their house was taking on water, and their house is really tall, and they have a basement, and it was taking on water. I mean, she said they were up all night trying to get the water out. Um, so a lot of us, my church is really important to me. All of the families except one of the families evacuated to different places. We're everywhere. There's some of us. I do, and I didn't have time to set that up because I didn't plan on being in here very long. I was just gonna jump in and then jump right back out. So, um, anyway, I'm not still not gonna be in here very long. I'm just gonna jump in and jump out. But We made it to our destination. Well, we made it to my daughter's house on Tuesday night after a very, very long, arduous trip. And I decided I had to make some decisions at that moment. It was, do you continue on inland or do you stay with her? So the decision was made to continue further because my friends have children my children's age, and if you can tell, there's a lot going on. We got football going on in the background. The older boys are in the back, the younger boys are in the other room, and Alana is actually with Bailey, and they're at Madison's house. So we took them over for a sleepover just to break up some of this strain and pressure. This is a very serious situation for a lot of are coming in. Even as I'm doing this video, more alerts are coming in. It's really not over for a lot of people. And so what we need to do, or what I would appreciate, is prayer for all of us. Like I said, right now my home is safe at the moment. We never know what the next moments are going to hold, but I know the Lord told me very specifically before I left that property to pray over the tree, because I have a large tree, huge tree in my front yard that I hate, and I want to chop it down. But the Lord said, pray over the tree that it would stand, and that tree has not moved. And we have some friends, some homeschool friends, with the two-story level homes, and the waters have risen and encapsulated their whole entire home. Um, we want to get back home, but we don't want to get there before it's time. Our neighborhood still has no power. Some of the places have restored power. We have no power in our neighborhood, so we're going home to. We tried to clean out our freezers as best we could, but if you follow my couponing, you know I have a lot of food. So all of the freezer foods will be done. Everything in the fridge will be done. So I'll have to do all of that cleaning out, which is very minimal compared to the people who have lost their homes. We have now 11 confirmed deaths, I think, in the state. So that is just horrible and horrendous. Nothing my kids and I will go through is as tough as losing family members and individuals. So that is hard for me to even think about myself and what we lost and what we don't have and when we can get back home. It looks like, just from reports, they're saying 10 to 14 days of not even being able to get on Highway 95. So I don't know how long it's going to be before my kids and I are able to get back in our vehicles and go home. Water service may be shut down in Wilmington. People were standing in lines for hours just to get gas and hours to get food. When we leave here, we do plan to take food with us, but we're not leaving until the roads are clear and we have power. So it is just a lot, but God has been faithful. Um, and I am going to try my best to learn how to can. I'm going to be following a couple people so that I can learn how to can. All of my shelf foods are good, but of course, with me being on the keto diet, I'm not eating a lot of those items. But what I do plan to do is whatever is salvageable and savable, especially in the pantry, if we don't get any flooding, is to see who we can feed when we get home. What emergency personnel can we take something over to the fire station, or can we take snacks or different things like that, or can we go over to the school? Oh, that's great. Oh yeah, we need to connect and be friends and figure out how to do it, because I don't know, but I want to learn. I really do want to learn, so that I will have another skill under my belt on how to preserve things, and not, because I'm not a wasteful person. I try not to be. But so it's important that we just pray for those individuals. We still have one family in the church that didn't leave, so I've been trying to connect with different individuals. But I'll tell you what means the most to me. It's many of you, many, many of you, who have reached out and just said, hey, how are y'all doing? Are y'all safe? We're praying for you. Those things are important to me. I have had several colleagues and coworkers that I haven't worked with in years that have called me or said, hey, check in, let us know what's happening. Um, oh, praise God, I'm glad for that. Just, just the calls and the love. And several people have sent Oh, that would be a good idea because I'm in the town we're in now. I was just looking, and we're not getting a lot of the winds. We're getting a lot of rain, but they do need to come out and trim some trees because it is if any wind comes, a lot of power lines will go down here. So we're still not safe because of the flooding threat here, but we can't get home. So I feel like I'm rambling, but I'm trying to get of updates are still coming in. So I apologize for that brief interruption. I get text alerts and phone call alerts because I set it up that way. So a lot is still going on at home. Um, there's been some looting in the areas and just different things. And, it's not the time for all of that. I wish people would do better and be better. And they're just not doing that. But for the majority of it, even though we have lost homes and possessions preserved, we do want to thank all of those emergency personnel. If you're, let's see, here are the main things. The kids and I are safe. We are in a very good situation for us. These are some of my friends. We've been friends for years. We've taken vacations together. We've gone on church retreats together. These are not friends. These are family members. And because they have kids, my kids' age, that's been wonderful for my children. Oh, I was saying some of my wonderful subscribers have sent me Walmart e-cards so we could buy things here. We did have to all of the grocery money for the month I had to put into, having cash to travel. So there is hasn't been a lot of grocery money for the next coming weeks because we had to, trap gas and grocery. I spent $100 um, in gas in 24 hours. I do not have much information on the school except that I do know it is a shelter, and right now it is housing a lot of people. That is all I know. Um, so it hasn't been flooded, it hasn't been evacuated. So, I'm just thankful. We are out of school all next week, and I think primarily because most of the schools are being used as shelters. When I tell you that the flooding is in it's not just in low-lying areas, it's not just in mobile homes, it's hundreds of $1,000 houses are being flooded, and they already 426 um, water evacuations. Just people staying in their homes thinking, okay, we're safe and we're going to be okay. And it hasn't been okay. That water is steadily rising. Those rivers have not crested yet. And some rivers are going to crest over 30, 40 feet higher than what they should. There are roads that are sinkholes, just all kinds of stuff. So it's really bad, really bad. We're looking at probably about 10 days to 2 weeks still being away from home just to make sure it's safe to travel. Fortunately for me, because I do teach, I have leeway with my job. Excuse me, y'all, because I can't go back to school until school opens. So I am fortunate in that regard. I'm fortunate in the regard that my kids homeschool, so we did bring school with us. They have school every day. Mom is here with them. We're keeping busy. We're not just being idle, but also where we are, we're serving here. We didn't come just expecting people to serve us. We are helping out with the cooking and the meals and doing what cleaning we can do. And, again, trying to be a financial help because we have 3 additional persons plus our dog. So wherever we have a little bit, I've had to take a little out of the emergency fund just to be able to pay for some things, but that is fine. All my bills got paid this month. I haven't done any budget updates because we've been doing this, but all the bills are paid plus a little extra. So there's money there to be able to buy groceries and do a few things. But again, I had a couple of Walmart e-gift cards that have just helped, and that's been just a beautiful situation. We are looking forward to being able to go home and looking forward to rebuilding in our community and with the people that we love. We live in a really small town, and it's family, it's community, and that's what we appreciate. But the kids and I are doing good. I'm not going to be able to do a whole lot of editing of videos, so I'm going to try to do a few more live things between now and the time we go home because the editing just takes so much time. And praise God for the emergency fund, and then also for my friend's husband, for Sean, because when I got here on Wednesday, on Thursday it looked like my tire was low, so we were like, oh, the tire's low. We went right over to the gas station. He checked out my tires and helped me get all that squared away. It just feels good. um, oh, well, thank you so much, Connie. I appreciate that. I've learned a lot of things over my years of struggling and trying to make it work, and I'm trying to do the very best that I can. I told my friend yesterday, I said, I just want to make my life count for something. Before I leave this earth, I want to make sure that it counts for something. um, the Lord is doing so much for us. I'm waking up tired though. I feel like I think I'm getting sick, but I feel like it is I feel like it's anxiety and exhaustion from the mental, what's happening at home. Is the house okay? Are people okay? Oh my God. You see the pictures on Facebook and Jim Cantori, when Jim Cantori comes, it's like, oh my God, it's really real. So it's just that mental anxiety that is taking me to that exhaustion level. So I wake up feeling just drained, but I'm still revived. I feel good. I'm still doing keto. I'm still sticking with my goals, um, and trying to keep busy and trying to keep um, focused on what God would have us do when we return. I do believe that He would have us do some type of a food ministry or helping capacity in that. So the kids and I are going to be prepping to do some of those types of things. I think there's a fire station really not too far from our house, so I think the best thing for us to do is try to help them out as much as we can. We'll get over to some of the shelters if we can. I don't know that we can. We may try to help at the animal shelter. We're gonna just find a place to serve people. I even thought about just opening up my garage and setting up food just right outside of my garage, just doing soups and sandwiches or whatever, as we can. I just got a text come through right then and said it's a madhouse everywhere. I hate that people don't, and this is not all people, so not a general statement, but we need to really come together as a community and help each other. It's not the time to do bad things or hurt other people or take advantage of those who are displaced. And, it really is a time to come together. So that's a prayer direction. If anybody's looking for what to pray, first of all, pray for the safety of everybody in the situation. Pray for road safety. Pray for the first responders and all the people who are trying to get us back in order, working order, but also pray that people's hearts would be softened towards um, each other. Like, I'm not gonna look and see all my neighbors have evacuated. I'm gonna go to their house and see what I can take. That's just wrong. It's wrong on so many levels. My son, let me say this, my oldest son, who was actually not able to evacuate, and his area did flood, but he is well. They do have power back. He is on a working team, so he actually has to go into work on Thursday, but I think he's going to be, y'all, I'm sorry, I'm just tired. He have to be doing some things to help out in his area. Um, hey, Miss Carolyn, we are doing well. We hope your family is as well. Um, so my son as well. I did text my daughter earlier. They were getting some heavy bands of rain about an hour ago, and they don't have access. She doesn't have access to any news media to be able to see what's happening. She can get the alerts on her phone, but she doesn't have access. And my mom is with her, who actually, is dealing with her cancer, so she's not able to get her cancer treatments, and her area is flooded too, so we can't even get her back home. Um, yeah, it's just the anxiety of it all. But the Lord told me the other day, He said, Shakema, don't worry about anything. That scripture came back to me in Philippians, don't be anxious for anything, but just think about all, the good things, and think about what God has done. He's provided for you. He's given you a place. He's given people who care for you. One of my old bosses that I used to work for, I don't think I've worked for him in 3 years, but he said, he messaged me today. He said, "Hey, Brenda and I were thinking of you. We know that there is a lot happening. Let us know if we can do anything." He's about an hour and a half away from where I am right now. So if I needed him, I know that I could call my best friend, Gwen, who has my daughter tonight. Yesterday I was over there. She's like, "I got chicken breast. You need some chicken breast? Let me pack you up some stuff." She said, "When you're ready to go home, we'll just pack you up some stuff and we'll get what we need to get." You know, I am taking magnesium, but it doesn't seem to be helping me relax. Um, it's for some reason, it's just because I want to see what I can do to help people. One of the first comments that came through was one of my students with his silly self. Um, just must have saw me pop in, and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to go over and see what Miss Wilson is doing." But I want to make sure that my kids are okay. That's important. Please raise your hand. Thank you. You're on fire. Any department places billing above care, you will be terminated. You know, we all feel like the system is too big. We have a lot of kids that live in housing that is mobile homes and in poor areas, and we made it through. We don't know if they made it through. So while I'm thankful to have a few days off of work, you do want to make sure that your kids are okay and their families are making it through. I'm trying to figure out how I can set up a clothing drive. Just, what do people need? What can you do, Shakema? That's going to help somebody else, even though I am going through my own separate stuff. I still want to know what I can do to help people. And if that's the only thing that I can do, then I'm going to do that to the best of my ability. Have no fear. I'm going to either set up some food somewhere, or I'm going to find some clothes for somebody. But all my friends will be donating something to somebody, because if there's a need, we're going to try to meet that need as best as I'll be cleaning out my clothes closet and giving where I can. If I have to go to thrift stores and if I have to hit $1 clearance sale somewhere, I'll do whatever I have to do to make sure that people are taken care of to the best of my ability. I can't take care of everybody, but I can do my piece. And as long as I'm doing my piece and my part, then I feel like I'm doing what the Lord has called me to do. So let me wrap this up by saying thank you so much for your support, your care, and concern. It means the most to us. The kids and I are safe. We're all healthy. Ma'am is here as well. We would not leave the fur baby. We were not able to take her to Maryland. That's why we actually ended up coming here. So my oldest son as well. My daughter and my mom are very good. So everybody is doing extremely well, as best as we can. We're in a good situation. Um, and we're just prayerful that soon we will be able to get home and help. Because if our place is safe and secure, then there's no need to focus on what we can do at home. We need to focus on what we can do outside of the home. So as soon as I figure out what I can do, I will post the link if anybody wants to donate to that specific. I don't want to say, send to this link right here until I know what I'm doing, because I want people to be aware of what I'm doing. If I say, "Hey, I'm doing a clothing drive or something, donate here," I want to just have that up front and not say, "Hey, donate," and then I'm not sure what I'm doing. So before I say what it is, I just want to make sure when I get home, I know what the needs are. If it's school, it may be school supplies. I'm not real sure yet, but I want to do something for my community, for my students, for the people who I'm with every single solitary day of their life almost. So, anywho, thank you again for your love and support, and we're going to sign off here. We do appreciate you. Keep the prayers coming, and we love you. So, bye.